And the movie opens up with the camera flying throughout the woods all the way over to this woman getting her jump scared, with it being revealed that it was a drone being flown by this guy out here laughing at the matter. And even after she complains that he could have taken her head off, he says,
"It wouldn't have been a clean decapitation with these blades."
5 seconds in and we already have a character that I do not mess with. This really has to be a new world record, ain't no way. But she goes back over to the cabin to check on his girlfriend, by the way, just to go and see her laying down and not responding to a single thing that she's saying, which obviously, considering that she might be sick and might be sleeping, which is normal, I can't lie. Until she sits down, tries to read her book, looks up to see her twitching. Whoa, maybe she's cold, you know, fever season, you might want to cover her up with a blanket. Yeah, no, I'm out. I made all the excuses in the book, gang. I'm out. I don't care. And even if this isn't enough for some of y'all to leave, she starts repeating the exact same words in her book, word for word, bar for bar, with her voice also slowly changing. Listen to this.
Wrist unto the broken pane.
Jess?
Go. Does that sound like Jess to you? Like, you mean to tell me you can't hear what she sounds like right now? But she stands up just to yell at her, just for her to fall down the bed. Goes on to check on Jessica just for her to wake up and start spitting out some questionable liquids. And I'm not gonna specify on what liquids I'm talking about. But she passes out with this woman trying to hear her heartbeat, just for Jessica to grab her neck, twist her fingers on her ponytail, just for her to say,
"Who's the brainless meat now?"
before cleanly ripping her hair off her head. This would have been a perfect time to be wearing a wig, I'm just saying. But the camera goes back over to this guy pissing in the water, just for him to turn around and this girl... Like, I'm sorry, girl, but I don't know why you came to this dude for help. He clearly has some missing brain cells, I can't lie to you. And some of y'all might be thinking, well, Abaku, aren't you being judgmental a little bit? My guy, this is how his girlfriend looks right now. And she literally slams the drone in her face and goes into the water. And what do you think this nigga does? You genuinely can't make this up, bro. You genuinely can't make this up. And I'ma say it again. This is how his girl looks right now. And the other girl is bleeding from her noggin. Bro really couldn't put 2 and 2 together. And he gets exactly what he deserved, getting dragged into the water and decapitated. Like my guy. You're a victim. With Jessica coming out of the water, floating over that bed like a vulture might. And the title of the movie appearing from behind her. My nigga, this is a cold shot. But we cut over to the previous day, seeing this magnificent family. And when I say magnificent, that is an absolute lie, because the sun is out here playing music when you literally have headphones on. The little girl cutting the head of a doll. But while the daughter was out here asking her mom to wash her favorite black t-shirt, the door rings with her checking it out, and it being these two, I'm gonna say brothers, trying to invite her to go watch movies with them. And I might be in a hitting mood, because there is no way you are literally asking a girl out with Cheetos all over your lips. My nigga, don't piss me off, please. And she rightfully closes the door on him, just for her to look through the people and see this.
Boy, if you don't...
Your boyfriends are weirdos.
Saying that while wearing a mop on your head and literally decapitated your doll just to put a stick in it. My nigga, I gotta air you out. But while mom was out here washing her hair, the doorbell goes off again just for her to check it out, and finding nobody, but gets jump scared by her sister. But while they were talking, she starts taking out gifts for them, even taking out a gift for their dad, with everybody going silent and the mother telling them to go out and get pizza. With these two talking and it being revealed that the dad left and is actually still paying child support, so hey, he's still being supportive in some ways. With Beth asking why didn't she tell her, with her saying,
I called you. Twice.
Yeah, no avatar, but when your sister needed you the most, you vanished. But these two end up starting to make up, but just before Beth was about to reveal that she's pregnant, everything around them starts to shake with the camera panning back over to the kids coming back home. Just for everything to start swaying back and forth and this huge crack in the ground to go through the entire parking area. But instead of taking the pizza and just going back upstairs, I hear in my ears,
What is it?
There's a hole.
let me repeat what he just said. Yo, bro, check this out. What's up, gang? There's a hole. What is so fascinating about a hole in the ground? But he shines his light in there just to see bookshelves and a bank vault. And instead of, I don't know, just leaving it there and going back home.
Danny, don't!
But why? What do we actually gain from this? And it gets worse. Because after he goes around checking this entire area and finding some old records, he turns around just to get jump scared by Jesus. And I already wouldn't even be down there, but if God himself is jump scaring me, you really think I would stay? No, nigga! And I don't know why for a second I really thought bro was about to use his brain and leave, but it was fake. I knew it. Just to go further back and find all these crosses hovering over this casket. And bro, all the signs are here with a hole opening at the side of this thing, and you guessed it right, he took it out. And when he opens it up, a whole bunch of bugs fly out of that thing. And I am telling you, this guy has to be the stupidest character in fiction, because what do you mean after all these signs not to do this, you still end up taking the book back?
You idiot. You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
There are some things horror characters do that I can honestly just let slide. But this right here? Nah, you should kill yourself.
now.
Mom could do with some extra money right now, don't you think?
Yo, the brain cells in his head are non-existent, because instead of actually doing this, you could have left everything down there, reported it, and maybe gotten some money out of it. But what you gonna do now? Sell this on the dark web?
Yeah, and weird shit like this gets locked away for a reason.
Actually someone who has a brain, and just because of the fact that she's using common sense, I already know she's gonna die. No, genuinely, they always kill off characters who can actually use common sense, believe me. With him trying to open the book but ends up getting cut and his blood spilling on the book, and that is what it needed to open up. And he starts going through the pages, and I really gotta understand, why are you so captivated by this? My nigga is intrigued. And while he's looking at this like it's some magnificent art, his sister is disturbed. So am I.
Danny, please close it.
Yeah, I can't lie, sis. He is not about to do that, gang. Even if the Holy Ghost ascended down and told Danny to put it back,
Nigga, where your mom at, nigga?
and he opens up the book again, not surprising, and starts playing the records that he found, which is also not surprising. And all you hear is this dude named Marcus trying to convince the elders of this church to translate the mysteries in this book. And mind you, the book is called The Book of the Dead. And in the second one that he plays, all you hear is Marcus talking about the fact that now he and two others are working in secret to translate the things in this book, and he literally starts reading him. And the moment that happens, my guy tries to stop the record, but I can't lie, bro, you've gone too far. You've entered a domain of no return. You can't go back now. And all you see is this book just flipping throughout the pages, and the camera panning downstairs with mom leaving the elevator but gets flung back, and the elevator going back upstairs, coming to an absolute stop. And I can't lie, it was already too late for her, because she starts to get grabbed by this thing's wires, causing her to bleed and getting her arm completely snapped, bro. And when she gets back home, she immediately goes to the kitchen with everybody looking concerned, puts the pan on the stove and starts breaking and throwing eggs in there. And she really started to talk about some.
How much I wanted to cut you all open and climb inside your body so...
Yeah, that would have been more than enough for me to get the hell up out of there. The hell you mean, cut me open, gang? What? But she starts crawling over to them and then starts spitting out some questionable liquids with her passing out. But they carry her all the way over to the elevator just to see that it's broken. Goes over to the stairs just to say,
They're gone.
What I got? Put that on Allah. Say, put that on Allah.
and now she's dead. With the neighbors in here trying to help them out, with my black brethren saying,
May I pray?
yes. Absolutely. Indeed, yes, bro. Best character so far, and I can't lie, just because of that, he's gonna die. I already know it. But after praying, these two go off to try to open the escape hatch. But we cut back over to Beth talking to her dead sister just to get a voice message from her sister.
I'm burning alive.
And when she turns around, she just sees her sister's eyes wide open. Looks at her, gets up, and I can't lie, bro, enough for me to jump out the window. And she touches her just to feel her flaming hot skin, and they put her in the bath with her tweaking out in the water. But I can't lie, bro, yeah, you gotta put two and two together. What do you mean you got a message talking about some I'm burning up, and you proceed to do this? Bro, is the whole family dumb? And they really did all that just for her to jump on the wall like Spider-Man. And she takes a deep breath. And the scream was so vicious, it made the water boil. You heard me right. The water boiling. Just for her to shut up and fall back in there. Just for her to come back up, smile ear to ear. And I can't lie, I made a post the other day talking about the fact I'm gonna cover this movie. And why the hell was some of y'all talking about some, you gotta hear me out, big bro? Yo, freaky ass niggas! What do you actually mean hear you out? This gang? No! And she starts crawling after them, hits the corner like these. I don't know who you feeling like, while holding a piece of the glass in her hand. And I can't lie, shorty, out of everybody in this room who should die, this dude is number one. Please, I would pay for that. But she walks straight to Beth and is out here hitting pump fakes, runs at her and stabs her right through her hand. With the daughter in the back talking about some stop it, bitch. Babe, I hate to break it to you, but this is no longer your mama. She gone.
I'm free now. Free from all you titty-sucking parasites.
Titty-sucking parasites. And I already know some people are about to be like, that is so mean. Man, if you're such a mean man. And she jumps on top of her, grabs this machine, stabs herself close to her eye, and does the exact same with her. And just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, she sticks out her tongue, and I already know some of you freaky dogs are looking at the screen like, bro, let that be. No, bro, please, be quiet. The only useful thing you've done, bro, I swear. But in the midst of all this, the neighbors enter through the door, and of course my black brethren is in the front. This nigga gonna die. And she was really out here playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo on who to kill next, just for this man to open his big fat mouth and her jumping on top of him. And she really hit this pose right before biting this man's eye out and her spitting it in this guy's mouth. Death to choking on someone's eyeball is actually atrocious. But Beth closes the door on him with this thing banging the door with its head. But they managed to barricade the door just for her to look through the peephole to see that this thing is chasing down this kid. Yo, EDP, I know that's you, my nigga. But while she was standing in front of the door, straight aura forming after taking a man's throat, she gets shot across the room. And just when I thought the old man finally done it, this man just gets dragged, bro. But after that, the sister starts to press Danny because of the fact that this man brought that book into this place.
This isn't my fault.
It's completely your fault. No. It's completely your fault. Like, you are the reason this is happening. No. You are completely the reason this is happening. I don't care about anything else that has happened, and nobody's convincing me otherwise. Because genuinely, I need you to look me dead in my eyes and try to convince me that this isn't his fault. Please try. But Beth ends up breaking up the fight, and Danny shows her the book. But meanwhile, she checks the cut on her face just for that bit to spread, and the book starts flipping pages while black liquids are exiting her nostrils. And not just her nose, her eyes and ears. And I'ma put a warning for anybody that is eating while watching this, because I know a bunch of y'all do eat while watching my videos. I appreciate that. But she starts to spit out some bugs, which I am most certainly gonna blur because ew blood. And I forgot to mention, the little girl got left alone, and because of that, she ends up getting manipulated enough to the point where she opened the door, and there was a big enough gap for this thing to grab her by the neck and start holding her up. Yo, this thing does not discriminate. It doesn't matter if it's elderly, old men, black niggas, young kids, it doesn't matter. But after that, Beth goes over to check on Bix's just for her to be on the counter barefoot. Like, well, if you don't get your nasty toes off the table, hey, I bet you wouldn't stop her though. You're absolutely correct, I would not. And she turns around just to reveal that she is out here eating glass. And bro, this is one of the actually disturbing things in this movie. Like, I genuinely had to look away from the screen because of this. And the next scene is not any better, because when she slips and falls to the ground with this thing crawling over to her, she grabs the grater, grabs her legs, and you heard me right, shreds her leg with that thing. Oh, nah, look away, please. And she smacks that thing with the pot just for Daddy to come out of nowhere, and this thing starts chasing him down instead. And I was like, yes. But nope, all my expectations were just cut short with this thing looking at the little girl and said, minors, but gets stabbed right through her head. Pulls that thing right out of its head and falls right to the ground. And some of y'all might be wondering, wait, did she actually die? No. She's still very much alive. They just tied her up and put her in some bags? Blankets. But the next thing that happens that I honestly just couldn't even explain, Beth over here with her big brain thinks it's a good idea to play the records to try to find an answer. You heard me right, folks. She really said, you know what? Here go two more for y'all. But while she was listening to it, this thing sees the cat in the vents and gets the bright idea to go through that bit. But while that thing was crawling in the vents, though, Spider-Man, this thing wakes up again, flies over to the little girl, but she gets pushed out the way with this man Daddy stabbing it. But it looks at the knife, looks back at him, and jumps right at that nigga and starts pulling out the knife, stabs him right in his arm. And some of y'all might be thinking, well, Owaku must be happy. Yes, I am. Very much so. And this thing proceeds to spit out blood on his face. Bro, there's so much censoring I have to do. But right after he gets stabbed in his chest, he managed to put her right on fire. But we cut back over to Beth, still listening to this thing for some odd reason. And she really listened to the entire record just to get told that nothing can stop this thing and the only way to escape is to run. Brother, I could have told you that. Just for this thing to be behind her. And this thing starts playing the record with its finger with the noise coming out of its mouth. That's actually pretty cool. But Beth grabs a screwdriver, stabs it right in its neck, being... This thing is genuinely looking at you like, really nigga? Why would you even think that would work? Like, genuinely, bro. This thing got shot with a shotgun. You're not doing anything, little bro. But she gets yeeted out of the room, sees Danny on the floor about to die. And the last thing bro says is sorry.
Nigga, where your mom at, nigga?
But Biff gets grabbed by this thing, pinned to the ground with this thing sniffing her, and realizes, oh, you got a baby in there. And it tries to hit the Viltrumite special, trying to cut through her guts. But she gets an assist from the little girl, getting the scissors thrown right towards her, and she stabs this thing right in the face. And she grabs her, getting out of there, but they prepare. And by prepare, I just mean grabbing the shotgun and putting some bullets in there. And just before she was about to shoot the fire escape open, she shoots this thing right in the leg. And just when she was about to finish this thing off, more of these things just wake up. I guess, you know, just bringing these niggas back from the dead, I guess. And all of them just start laughing like... Yeah, this is so disturbing, I can't even lie. And they run over to the elevator trying to get that bit to work, just for the little girl to peep the keys, take them away, and then, oh, now it works. Or so I genuinely thought. Because blood starts to seep into the elevator. But while that is happening, these things are digging into one another. And I don't even mean in the sexual way, my nigga. They're just digging in each other's guts. With these things trying to get to them while they're literally drowning in blood, by the way. But because of the fact they're all a bunch of big bags, the cable breaks with the elevator falling right down. And they wake up, get into the car, trying to get out of there. And just when they could finally escape, the car gets stuck, forcing them to get out of there while these things are still chasing them down. With the gate starting to close and them having no choice but to make a run for it. And just when it looked like they were home free, the little girl gets dragged away. And Beth having no choice but to go back for her. And just before this thing was about to cut her head off with a chainsaw, she gets shot from the back.
Come get some.
This bitch really threw a chainsaw at her, bro. What? But they crawl over to Beth and Nah, man, I'm genuinely so disgusted. I'm just gonna have to cut to the part where they freaking cut them up into small bits and pieces using the machine, bro. Ain't no way. Yeah, they managed to defeat this thing, managed to escape. Hip hip hooray, my nigga. Get this off my screen.